What up, YouTube? I'm back at it again. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the SAT or the digital SAT reading and writing section. Um, I wanted us to take a look at a few questions to see the level of care or the level of attentiveness, right, that needs to be cultivated to do well on this part of the exam. And so, without further ado, let's begin. So the first question here is asking us, at least before I even get into it, I think some of the skills that would be required to do well in this section of the SAT would be to be somebody who's very well read, right, and has a great arsenal, right, of vocabulary. I think from the examples or from the past exams that I've done, I see that it's really checking an understanding of words and understanding of sentence structures and understanding of how of grammar, I should also say. And so having that, having a great or good grasp of those concepts. And I mean, how do you improve on those concepts, right? It's by practicing and, doing, just reading a great deal and reading from a wide range of material as well. I mean, read from science, read from literature, read from anything you can get your hands on, quite frankly, right? From the New York Times, from contemporary publishing all the way to past, really all the way in the past. I mean, I'm talking about Shakespeare time sort of English as well. So yeah, just having a wide range of reading experience or background, would help you understand words and how they fit into sentences and that sort of stuff. And so yeah, let's get into it. This first question here is asking, former astronaut Alan Ochoa says that although she doesn't have a definite idea of when it might happen, she blanks that humans will someday need to be able to live in other environments than those found on Earth. This conjecture informs her informs her interest in future research mission to the moon. And then a question here is asking which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase, right? And so the level of care and the level of attentiveness that I was talking about or mentioned previously is this, right? That as you're reading, every sentence, counts, right? And the word choices also count, right? So, for instance, you're reading, it says, former astronaut Alan Ochoa says that although she doesn't, right? So even also underline a few stuff would probably also help you out. She doesn't have a definite idea of when it might happen. She blanks that humans will someday need to be able to live in other environments than those found on Earth. So if she doesn't have a definite idea of when it might happen, then before she can make any assumptions or make any comments about what's going to happen, I mean, she's already admitted she doesn't know what's or have a definite idea, right? So the only thing she can, looking at the word choice, she can't demand because she doesn't know, right, with any sort of definitiveness, right? She doubts. I mean, doubt maybe possibly, but that's not what the at least the vibe of the sentence is saying here. She establishes. Well, how do you establish, with something that you're not quite sure about, right? You can speculate or you can guess, right, about something that you're not quite sure about. So the word choice here that would make sense for the blank would be speculate, right? Because speculate is more so like making, making a guess, right? Maybe an educated one, but a guess nonetheless, or prediction, right? So speculate would be the best option here. And so we'll pick that one for number one. Number two says, beginning in the 1950s, Navajo Nation legislator Annie Dodge Winnica continuously worked to promote public health. This blank effort involved traveling throughout the vast Navajo homeland and writing a medical dictionary for speakers of, I'm not even going to try to butcher that name, but DB for short, the Navajo language. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? Well, it does talk about Annie continuously work to promote public health, right? If she's continuously working, let's see what word choice would make up for, or make the best case for the blank here. This blank effort involved traveling throughout the vast Navajo homeland. Well, so she's doing quite a lot right here, right? Traveling throughout the vast Navajo homeland, and this is also continuously, right? So impartial may not be it, right? Because she is partial. She's taking an active engagement in this. Offhand, well, I mean, this also cannot be offhand. And then mandatory. So let me see. So persistent, mandatory. It has to be persistent, right? Because the work she's doing hasn't been mandated by anyone. It's not like it's how do I put it? It hasn't been ordained by law for her to do it. She just she's doing it. And so her effort here, at least to describe her effort isn't mandatory. She's not doing it because someone has ordered her to do it, right? So her effort has to be, because we're using words like continuously worked, and she's doing this throughout the vast Navajo land, her effort has to be persistent, right? Her persistence must be the word here to describe her effort. So, like I said, right, to do these type of problems, keep an eye on the sort of word choices or dictions that they make use of, right? Continuously, vast Navajo land, traveling throughout, right? I mean, they're giving you all sorts of clues to be able to answer these questions correctly. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're not quite sure what's going on, you might want to take a step back, reread the sentences, and look at word choices that stand out, right? So let's look at number 3. 3 says, following the principles of community-based participatory research, tribal nations and research institutions are equal partners in health studies conducted on reservations. A collaboration between the Crow tribe and Montana State University blanked this model. Tribal citizens worked alongside scientists to design the methodology and continue to assist in data collection. And then the question here asks, which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word choice? And if you've noticed, I mean, great deal of these questions are just, like the most logical and precise, right? I mean, look at all the questions that we've done so far has all been the most logical and precise word choice. And you can look ahead and also see, I mean, a number of these are that type of questions, right? So yeah, back to number 3. It says, okay, so let's look at the answer choices. Circumvent. And it helps, right? That's why I say, it helps to be someone who's well-read, an eclectic, reader, someone who's read from a great deal of background and a great deal of topics and subjects, would have a very confident grasp, right, of word choices and even what word means. So you look at words like circumvent, eclipses, fabricate, exemplifies. Right, you would know what word fits into the context of this passage here. First off, circumvent, you may be able to eliminate because you're not trying to, go around anything. Or, so it says a collaboration between the Crow tribe and Montana State University circumvents this model. So they're collaborating. So why would that be a circumvention of that model, right? And then the following principle. So let's go all the way. Let's start from the top. So it would be following the principles of community-based participatory research. Tribal nations and research institutions are equal partners in in health studies conducted on reservations. So equal partners, right? So they first give us what the equal partner stands are, and then they give us like a specific collaboration between a state university and the Crow tribe, right, and what they're doing. So this is more of an example of what's what we've already been told, right? So what we're really looking for is a word that shows that this is an example or exemplifies what the general example we were given up top, and then the specific example we've now been given, right? And the word choice here that would give us this would be D, exemplifies, right? So that's the level of attention that you need to at least give these passages, right? You can't just blow past them or, breeze through it, or you need to actually read and pay attention as to what's going on. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too far into it. I just wanted to do the first 3 problems, and to kind of give you a sense of the level of attention, right, that you needed to give these sort of questions, right? And in future videos, I'm gonna begin doing more of these, and we can go more and more in depth, right? And I'm also look at it, all the questions that I've been dealing with so far has been which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word choice, precise word or phrase. In future videos, perhaps we can look at some questions that are slightly different and see also how to approach those. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you like the video, click the thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. I have a great deal of other videos, similar to this coming. And thank you for watching.